So after I have breakfast and get everything organized, I walk to the front door of the hostel, walk out the door, turn right, and head up towards the Plaza de, do Comercio. The plaza's pretty quiet in the morning. There's these African guys who set up stalls to sell things during the day, but really I walk up past this beautiful millennium-old church, St. Bartholomew, St. Santiago's Church. I walk up lots of stairs all the time, heading up the stairs. And that takes me to the main street. In the Baixa, in the old section, I walk down the main street. There's very little traffic in the morning. They let cars come in, and then I turn into the really old part of the city. I go up through the gate. You can see it's all cobblestone, although they did put a bit of sidewalk in, I imagine, to help some people get around. There's a little plaza here at the first landing that has that beautiful bronze sculpture of the Coimbra guitar. Then you go back up through another gate that goes through the old walls of the city. During the day, there are lots of little people selling things here. And then you just keep on going up. And up and up. During the day, there's lots of tourists here. I imagine as the season goes on, there'll be even more. By the time you get up a few of these flights of stairs, you've got a lot of very pooped-sounding, deep-breathing tourists catching their breath. But, I just kind of bound right up them and really enjoy myself. As you go up further, the walkway gets narrower and it gets steeper, as you can see. I'm walking almost directly east, and so the sun this morning was exactly in my face. As you go up the stairs, it gets narrower. There are handrails, which are good to use. There's also a public lavatory right here, and there's a funny-looking guy, and I'm going to catch him one morning, who works in there. He wasn't there this morning, but he's a big, heavy guy, and he falls asleep on this little chair. That wasn't him. And then you just continue up, and you end up at a very pretty plaza, excuse my fingers, in front of the old cathedral, Sei Vella. And that's just it, with the sun coming up. It's all cobblestone. It's very pretty. In the morning, there's very few people there. There are cars, obviously, but it's from people who are parking. The side door of the old cathedral, it looks like a fortress, and it was built at a time when the Moors and the Christians were struggling. I can only imagine when it's wet, cars must not be able to get up these steep, slippery stones. There's two ways to go here. I could either go right or left, but I'm going to go to the left. Both ways will take to the university. But this takes us up the kind of a little alley, again, cobblestone streets. On the left side are the remains of this Roman, the centerpiece of the Roman buildings at the top of the hill in Coimbra that the museum I visited a few days ago is built on top of. So you can go down, you see these stones are all, stone wall is all Roman, of Roman age, 2,000 or 1,800 years ago or so, probably 1,800 or so years ago. And behind that grating there are actual Roman ruins that you can visit from inside the museum. Meanwhile, you're still going up, out of breath, walking up past the walls of the Roman buildings, and there's a university in front of you. To the right side is the College of Letters, and in front of me is the medical school. So that's the College of Letters. The sun's going to be right in my face, so the camera's going to be kind of funny, but that's the way it goes. So get up to level area, there's the museum that I went to, the National Museum, the Mercado de Castro, great Portuguese sculptor apparently. There's the College of Letters. I could go down that road and go up that road and walk in front of the medical school, but instead I'm going to cross the street and go up past the new cathedral. Another flight of stairs, as you can see. Yep, there's more stairs there. Walking right up into the sun. By this point, I'm beginning to get a little sweaty. The cathedral is very pretty. It's Baroque. I haven't yet been into it, but it looks really quite nice, and I'll find some time to go and visit there. And then there are these university buildings all around. This is the little plaza in front of the church, the cathedral. And I just keep on going. That's the biochemistry building in front. I mean, biochemistry, these buildings were built when chemistry wasn't even a subject, let alone biochemistry. And notice the sidewalks with all the great rocks, which make these wonderful patterns that people put in. So now we're walking up the medical school on the right. Across the street on the left is the old hospital. The students would go to work there. The hospital building, I think, is at least 300 years old. But it's no longer a hospital. Now it has a number of other university uses. So I cross the street, walk up another, still going upwards here. That building in front of me is the architecture building. It's just gorgeous. The big, I'll take pictures of what the inside of the architecture building looks like, but I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to turn and walk towards what was originally the College of St. Jerome, or Sao Geronimo.
In front of me.
And that was the hospital for hundreds of years here at the top of the mountain, top of the hill in Coimbra.
Something ridiculous like that.
Big, beautifully sculpted, carved doors. All these buildings have really quite amazing doors to them.
Quite huge.
And tiles. The Portuguese really figured out the use of these painted tiles, and so this was the entrance to the hospital, and this is all original stuff. Stone floors, big stone staircases, but I don't go up there. Walk into this little dark hallway and walk into this nice lit hallway, again part of the old hospital. And I walk down to a door, go through the door, walk down this narrow corridor that enters into an addition to the old hospital, which is where the center I'm working in, and there's the door. And that's my morning walk. Love you all. Bye.